Hi everyone, Scott Michaels with Dearly Departed, and today's vlog is about the movie Giant. Recently, fellow vlogger Jordan the Lion and I drove across the country to help relocate him to his new destination. And we stopped, Jordan made sure, that was ultra cool of him, that we stopped in Marfa, Texas. Now Marfa, he'd been there before, but I never have. And I'm a huge James Dean fan, as you can see. And that's where they filmed Giant. They filmed Giant actually for 40 days, or a little over 40 days, I think, in Marfa, Texas. And they filmed in different locations as well as Warner Brothers Studios. So anyway, it was the coolest thing in the world to be able to go to Marfa. Before I take you there, though, I'm going to show you a couple of quick artifacts. First off, there's my James Dean, Phil Stern. Now, also, here is my James Dean autograph that was given to me by my friend Warren Beath. Warren Beath, who wrote the book The Death of James Dean, which is the science of James Dean's death. From just A to Z, the whole thing. He disproves myths. He spells it out completely. I love this book. It's one of the first books I ever read. I've said this 1,000 times about celebrities and how they died, and it's by far one of the best. So Warren gave me this awesome autograph of Jimmy's, which is I treasure. And so thank you, Warren. Also behind me, you can see that sort of corkscrewy thing right there. You know what that is? This is a bedpost from the bed that Rock Hudson died in. Yes, it's true. I bought the bed from Rock's old estate manager. Here is a photograph of Rock with this actual bedpost. This was on display for years at Dearly Departed Tours, and will be again when our museum opens up again, wherever that will be. So, but this is actually from Rock Hudson's deathbed, which is pretty wild. One more artifact, because I want to keep it even, because we talked about Jimmy and we talked about Rock. This is a crossover. This is the Rolodex. Some of you may have seen this vlog that I did not that long ago of going through Rock Hudson's Rolodex. And I'll do it again because I'm doing this thing for Giant today. And we did Jimmy, we did Rock, and here is the phone number for Elizabeth Taylor. Interesting to note that that it's written here as Liz, and everyone always said that Liz wanted to be called Elizabeth. So there it is. Liz Taylor's phone number from back in the day. So hitting all 3 stars with our artifacts. Come back with me to Marfa, Texas, and I'll show you a bit of Giant. We are in Texas, and we are in Marfa. And there is the Palace Theater. George Stevens would watch the dailies from Giant, and the actors would watch the days filming on 35mm. Marfa Water Tower, Palace Theater, and the Hotel Paisano where they stayed is coming up in just a moment. Wish this shot was here back then. Look at this. Once you enter the Hotel Paisano, on the right is a terrific mural with stills of the cast and of the filming of Giant. On the left, when you walk in, is a little boutique and museum. There is a lot of memorabilia from the movie Giant and a few pieces from the production, including this sign, this amazing sign that was mounted on one of the production vehicles. There's also lots of t-shirts and James Dean memorabilia and of Marfa, Texas memorabilia. Menzies. See, the front, this used to be just the plain old front doors. That all has been built out. The people at the hotel were so nice. They let me wander around with my little camera and shoot anything I wanted. So I decided to go on a hunt for James Dean's room. Now, something you might find interesting, James Dean filmed his last scene for the movie about 2 weeks before he died. So he was finished, but the production went on for another 10 days after Jimmy died. So Jimmy's last scene that he filmed, he played an older, very drunk Jet Rink who was giving a speech at a banquet. His hairline, Jimmy's hairline was shaved back so far to give him an appearance of an older man. So when Jimmy was killed, his hairline was that of an old man. Jimmy had to act drunk and give this very inebriated speech. He was so good at it that he was unintelligible. Since he was dead, the actor Nick Adams had to come in to redub that scene. So the last time James Dean appeared on film, it was not his voice. Riyada was the name of the ranch in the film that was owned by Rock Hudson's character, Bick Benedict, where he lived with Elizabeth Taylor, who played his wife, Leslie Benedict. Now, this photo of Dean, who played Jet Rink, with his feet up, became an iconic image for the movie and its posters, and, well, you know I have to go there. Quentin Tarantino recreated it for a brief cameo in the movie Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. The actual Riyada building was only a facade, as you can see here, so we went searching for it. Here we are roadside in Marfa. And Riyada, the ranch from Giant, the ruins of Riyada. I don't know if you can see it. So close. So there it is out there. There's the homestead of somebody, and that little tiny gathering of wood out there, that is the shell, that is the facade of Riyada. A lot of stuff filmed out there, and it's just in the middle of some field right now. Somebody's home, but man, look at that. That little tiny thing that you see. I'm not even kidding. I saved my favorite part for last. In the movie, Jimmy's character, Jet Rink, inherits a small piece of land, and there's an incredible looking scene where Jimmy's joyfully marching the perimeter of the property for the first time, like a kid, and he climbs this windmill. That's what I wanted to see the most. Jet Rink's windmill, 8 miles west on Highway 90. Hello, Elizabeth. These brilliant portraits were created by John Cerny and were installed in 2018. It actually has an audio soundtrack surrounding it that's solar powered. The music was written by Michael Nesmith because, of course it is. Now, because of copyright reasons, I turned the volume down and I'm playing this music instead. It was great to see these murals from the roadside and Jet's windmill, but I came a long way and I wanted to get up close. On the signpost was a phone number, so I called. The gentleman could not have been more kind. I explained that we'd been driving across the country and came all the way to Marfa to see this stuff, which really was true. And I told him I was a huge James Dean fan, which really was true. And to my surprise, he said, "Sure, go ahead. Just make sure to mention the ranch." So now I do. Thank you so much for the kind Texas welcome to Wyatt Ranches, who allowed this brilliant art installation and lovingly recreated the little Riyada sign and allowed the windmill to be viewed by fans. Zambos are fake.
Look who's looking out the door here. Giving us the peace sign right there by Elizabeth Taylor. Now he's off to the Riyada sign.
This is so freaking cool. I gotta enter it through the gates. I've been warned to watch for snakes, but I gotta go through the gates. It's a long walk to the windmill, so I'm going to play this music, which I think is appropriate, and you can enjoy the amazing Texas landscape. Giant was released on October 10th, 1956, 197 minutes long. George Stevens won for Best Director. James Dean and Rock Hudson were both up for Best Actor, but neither won. James Dean died when he was 24 years old. He made only 3 major films, East of Eden, Rebel Without a Cause, and Giant. 2 of those films weren't released until after he died, and he was nominated twice for a Best Actor Academy Award. This is epic. Epic, epic. Thanks, Jordan. Thanks very much for watching my channel. Please subscribe below. I want to take a moment to thank especially the people that are sponsoring my page by the Patreon or PayPal link below, especially Beverly Orlando Stuchel, Phil Juniper, Amy, Carrie Taylor, and Stephen Shaven, and an extra special thanks to Peggy Clary and to Shane. You guys are terrifically generous. I'm so appreciative, and I thank you for your time and for your attention.